Szewczaks. It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Idea Sunday. Has anybody heard of Tabe squishies? What about you? Or you? Or you? Why is it so quiet here and nobody of my real life friends is talking about it? Unless you are an online person that I don't know you in real life, but you already know what you're in for. You've watched Macaroon's channel, and now here's another channel who've done this Tabe squishy, but with this hippo. I'm not going to make my own silicone. I'll just use a ready one out of this squishy hippo. And I will be using these flowers. So I also want to provide a silicone resin free option for Macaroon viewers. If my viewers also watch that as well as my videos, the resin free option is basically that buying ready squishies and using it by cutting it up. That's what I was trying to depict. Because it tends to get really toxic and smelly, and I don't want to breathe that in really. So I'm just buying squishies that are already have that done for me, which is an option if you don't want to do that for me and for you. Okay, let's get started. I started with just cutting off a part of the hippo. I'm only going to use this one because it will be doll sized. And yes, combining Tabe squishies and dollhouse item in one thing, which I thought it would make a really interesting Idea Sunday video to watch. So, be my guest and enjoy. Enjoy the combination. Let's start with the squishy. We're going to just stitch it onto the beads that I've also chosen for this episode. We're just adding it in. Well, this and this, rather interesting, but I think I'll need to cut another piece of the squishy for this to work. Another part of the hippo. Okay. Cut another piece And let's insert it in. Wait, since this is going in a cake direction, let's add a wafer before this jelly-like cake texture goes on. I'm just going to cut a piece of this cardboard. And after that, let's stitch it in. If you know me, then you'll know this. But if not, please trust me, because I'm known for stitching on cardboard and plastics. Okay. Cardboard done. I'm even known for stitching on squishies, silicone squishies. So in that goes. I feel like it's going to be a very interesting one to show to my real life friends. I feel it, although we're not done yet. They'll be all interested in how I've made it, but the release of this video. So if you are wondering about it and you're watching it now, that's the video that I've made this in. And enjoy the process, although you'll have to trust it in order to learn how to make it, although these aren't really tutorials, more like just entertainment. The Tabe videos I just don't use for tutorials. I just use them to entertain, and that's fine. Seemingly, tutorial videos can also be just for entertainment, and that's fine. That's stitched on. Now I'm going to close that stitch in. All I did was just stitch it to the beads and the piece of cardboard, and this is so much fun to squish around. Oh wow, it's a dollhouse item and a really fun squishy to play with. Okay, no more procrastinating like this. Let's put the gemstones and cake decorations already. I want to be able to also squish like this, so I'm simply going to put translucent rhinestones on the top layer of the cake where the bead area is. I'm going to apply glue, get it on a brush, because I find this technique that you're about to see now so much fun, and it's really handy. So here's my rhinestone case, and I dip the glued paintbrush, and I add in as many gemstones as I could like this. Started to have so much fun with that hack. Don't know why, it's useful and so much fun, but it is. Although I try all sorts of things, but recently cakes have always, for the October ones, almost October ones, been the October idea Sundays, with the exception of the goose that I did, especially the season 4. But next week it will not be a cake. I'll try really hard to come up with something else for next week. Just so there's variety of content to make for Idea Sundays, which is what I want the Idea Sunday to be. Hope you agree. Okay, let's let this dry. It dried and wow, I can still do this. Which is exactly what I wanted. Still squishy and fun to play with. However, there should be some red stripes in it, so I'm going to use warm fuchsia to get it in. Warm fuchsia is actually a pink that's red and a little bit orange, which I want. Not very orange, but a little bit orange. So I was drawing it onto the gemstones already glued on, and now it's time to get dark yellow to get a yellow stripe in the cake. So we're getting it in. Oh, gemstones falling off. It's fine. Just have to glue something else in place of that. There. Now we need to add this flower because I don't want to affect the fun to play with feature there, but the camera's annoying me, so I can still squish it. Come on, focus, camera. There we go. Squish, squish, squish. With the red flower gemstone. Okay, that needs to dry. However, I'm thinking of another piece to add, like a fork or a spoon. While the flower is drying, I'm just going to make the spoon out of a button and thin wire and make a lot of bends in it. Wow, so much texture in just bending the wire. However, I'm just going to bend it all the way, and now we have a finished spoon. because this is a Tabe squishy video, Maja Szewczak style, with the idea Sunday. And I've seen the Tabe squishies, and I could include it as well as take it out of the Tabe bag and insert the spoon inside the cake, because I thought it would be an interesting combination. Tabe squishies plus dollhouse items, 2 in 1. It's actually fun to try getting the spoon in the squishy part of the cake. However, the camera angles can be, when filming myself moving this, a bit in the way, but if you do that off camera, it's so much fun to also play it with the cake with this inclusion of the spoon. So I'm trying to get the spoon in on the camera, but it works better off camera without the spoon in the way. Ta-da! Something like this. However, you would need a more stable base for that, or a flocked surface that isn't as plasticky. But anyways, fun. Now we need to make a Tabe bag. This step, I cut a plastic bag for the Tabe squishy to go in. And look at that! I can still squish it. However, what about the spoon? Still can go in, and let's adjust the bag. Stitched around the bag, and it looks like this. And I want to squish it, so wow. Next level, pleased with the effects. However, this, I'm not going to add anything here because I want to give myself option Tabe squishy and dollhouse item. 2 of those in one, so not going to stitch in a label, but that's fine. I can still get the effects like this. The squishing part I wanted in my after photos, so I'm going to include it. I took it out of the bag to show that it's 2 in 1. So Szewczak, what do you think of the Tabe squishy experiment I did in the video? I hope you enjoy it. And I can still put it in the bag for the Tabe squishy effects. I know some Tabe squishies aren't supposed to be taken out of bags accordingly to some videos I've seen, but this one would work really well, although it's a bit overkill for my Nicholas Mellow. Yet let's say he has a giant Tabe squishy and that's it. That can be a thing because his hands are tiny compared to this. But anyways, please tell me what you think of it. And bye, Szewczak. See you in another video. Bye.